Yay! We've got another live hangout going here tonight. Guys, my name is David Ingham, and tonight we're going to talk about, continuing from our last week, we're going to be talking about abundance, law of attraction, attracting abundance into our lives. And I've got my partners, and I've got a special guest on tonight as well. First I've got, let me introduce my special guest, is Marcus. Marcus, he basically runs a business from home full-time, and he does an eBay business. But Marcus is very, very good at using the law of attraction, because he will explain a bit of his story about he was working full-time in a day job, and he was fed up with a day job, and he actually created an eBay business from his house. And maybe some nights sleeping 2-3 hours, packing his all his stuff that he had to post the next day, and then still going to his day job, and then working a full day, then coming back and doing his eBay business. So exciting, and thanks Marcus for coming on. Really appreciate it. Then I've got Angelo. He's part of my my business, my affiliate program that we're running, Carabars. And Angelo, I tell you, he's starting to read all these books and his wisdom, and also Angelo, he's a very smart guy. If you know physics or chemistry, Angelo says, oh, give me any equation, I'll crack it. I mean, if anybody gets an A for physics, then I mean, hey, Angelo's smart. And then we got Jacob. Jacob, he's out in London, and he's originally from Poland, and another one of my business partners. And we're creating this mastermind, looking to learn new skills and to become abundant and to create financial freedom for all of us. And Jacob's also got good dreams. I like Jacob because he's half the way there already. He wants to have an island. He wants to purchase an island, and he wants to do the laptop lifestyle. You know, laptop, hammock, cocktail, a laptop. So I'm really looking forward to working with you guys as well in the future. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Marcus to unmute himself, and then maybe he can just give us a bit of background about how he got into the law of attraction, and give us some kind of some nuggets on what he thinks about during the day, because successful people have a pattern. They think about certain things that unsuccessful don't think about. That's one thing. And what disciplines, Marcus, do you have, like daily disciplines, to keep you mentally focused, and also your value system? What are your core beliefs? Because that's important as well, because successful people have certain core beliefs that make them successful. So Marcus, if you could just unmute yourself, and yeah, and just share a bit of your story.
Hello guys, thanks David. As David said, my name is Marcus. I live in the UK, also in the north, Stamford. And yeah, I've been having some good experiences with law of attraction. I first experienced it when I was 18 years old, and just a short story. And at that time, I was unemployed. I was broke, you know. I didn't have any money. If I want to do something or go somewhere, and I need to ask money for my mom or dad, you know, because I didn't have a job. I didn't, you know, I wasn't, well, I had a job, but the company closed, and, you know, and at that time, you know, 18 years old, you want your car, you want to, you know, you want to get stuff, and at that time, the economy was really bad, and I couldn't get a job, and there was a motorbike that I always wanted, you know, and it was an Yamaha RG 350, which is a kind of very dangerous bike, and And every time I hear that bike, you know, I start telling myself, I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna have one. And it doesn't matter if I see it passing on the street 200 times a day, 200 times I always say, I'm gonna have one. And then at the end of the day, I used to, sometimes I wasn't doing this all the time, and sometimes I used to sit on my bed and just close my eyes and just think I was riding the motorbike. You know, it's just dreaming I was um, riding it. But I didn't know at that point. I didn't know. I never heard about a flow of attraction. I was doing this just doing this, you know, because every time I say to myself after a while, you know, that oh, I'm gonna have that RG350, you know, I hear the noise. Sometimes I didn't even see the motorbike and I couldn't hear the noise because it has its own you know, particular noise. I tell myself, and I'm gonna have an RG360, and we and at that point, as I said, I was broke, didn't have any money, no job, and okay, and then like in a space of a month, I start working, and just to short the story out, in the end of the second month, I had a friend that had a motorbike, the same motorbike, and his girlfriend got pregnant, and he needed some money. He needs some money to buy, you know, just to give a deposit to buy a small flat so they can live together. And then he's a good friend of mine. He came to me and say, "Hey, you wanna buy my motorbike?" And I said, "I don't have money to buy our motorbike. I started work like a month and a half ago, you know." And said, "Yeah, don't worry about that. How much money you have?" And let's say I have the motorbike in a pound money, let's say, putting in UK pounds, worth like 7, 8 thousand pounds. And at that time, I said, "Oh, I have about 1,500 pounds." And he said, "Okay, give me the 1,500 pounds, and then you pay as you can, you know, because I give a deposit, and then you pay as you can." And I said, "Yeah, okay." And then I gave him the money, and then he just gave me the bike, you know. And then I didn't realize that I create this. And then after years, I came across to this law of attraction thing. And then, you know, I became aware of that I had created that situation. And then I had an idea, you know, how I done before. And then I start applying this on my daily basis, which is we come where David just mentioned that I used to have a full-time job, and then I got pissed off with it, and I said, okay, I need to change it, but what I gonna do? I don't know what I gonna do, and you know, I was fed up to work with for other people. I said I want to do something for me, have my free time, have my own time. And but I haven't had at that point I didn't have any clue on what to do. So one day I sat down and I just started writing what I wanted for myself. You know, I didn't because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I know what I wanted for me. So like say free time and work from home, and you know, have money coming in day and night, and you know, go to sleep, wake up, had money coming in through the night, and go out to eat something, had money pouring in from everywhere, all directions. And then I just wrote everything down, you know, and then I start working on that feeling that I have myself, seeing myself on that situation that I wanted for me. And I used to meditate. At that time, I start meditation. So I used to take myself to a meditate state. I say a meditate state, but it's not a meditate state. It's just where you relax and you kind of just free yourself, kind of put your body to sleep. But you know, there is no secret to do it. Just relax and try to come to a stage where you don't feel your body anymore, and then you just inside your head you are just on that blackness, you know. And from that blackness, I used to imagine myself just receiving money from everywhere, you know, like from all directions, from left to right, back, up, and you just start feeling that energy coming to me. And then one day I bought something for my wife, and she wanted, you know, like I bought a phone, and she wanted a case. So I went online, and I you know, and just for look for a case for her phone. And when I went online, I started looking the cases, and I saw that is really cheap, you know. And something told me, I kind of had a feeling that I should sell that, you know. And then with space of 1 hour of getting that feeling, I just went online and started researching stuff. And then things just pick up from there on. And, you know, today I got everything that I wrote down on that piece of paper at that time. All the feelings that I put out, I received today. And just keep creating things on everyday basis, you know, basically. And I cannot complain about law of attraction. I know it works, and I see it working. So being glad for that. No, I don't know.
What I'm going to do, Marcus, is I'm going to open up the panel, and then they're going to ask you some questions. Good. So
Cool.
feel free, Angelo and Jacob, to ask Marcus some questions.
Hi, Marcus.
Hello.
Jacob here. Hi. Yeah, one question. Well, I've got two questions. The first one is, when you start thinking about what you want, there is always sort of comes the opposite thinking about what you don't want. How you come about to not thinking about what you don't want? It's just thinking about what you want. Because say, for example, about the health, you have a sort of health issues, and then you want to be healthy, but you more like think about that you don't want to have that sickness what you have.
Right.
Or if you don't have the money, you want the money, but you are afraid that you cannot
I
pay
understand
rent.
your question, right? Your question is for example, how can I put it? It's more of a feeling. When I think about I want something, and I in my head I had that I kind of focus on the feeling of having it. You understand? Let's say I know you want to go to live in Ireland, right? David told me that some time ago. I'm gonna give you an example. Have you been to that island before?
No.
Right. Okay.
Not physically.
Not physically, right? But
No.
have you kind of Google, Google map it, went there, look everywhere?
Yes, I sort of try to at least once a week go and see the pictures of islands that are for sale. Not exact that island, but any other islands that are for sale around the world, and sort of pick up those ones which I like the view of them.
Right, I'm gonna give you an example. I wanted to buy a new car, okay? And let's say I'm gonna give you this example. I want to buy a Range Rover, okay? I want to buy that Range Rover. I have no means to buy that Range Rover, and but I want it. So I need to create the feeling of having that Range Rover. And I don't have that feeling now because I don't know what it's like to drive a Range Rover.
Okay.
Right? So what I do, this is my experience. So to make this law of attraction work better for me, one option I can go somewhere, rent for just one day and drive that Range Rover. Okay, so I'm gonna drive, I'm gonna enjoy myself. So doing that, I already know what is the feeling of driving a Range Rover. Because I already drove the Range Rover, I can just close my eyes and see myself driving the Range Rover I want. I can choose the color, I can choose the year, I can choose the mileage, and you know, you can put everything that you want. It's like you go shopping for something that you know exactly what you want. Okay, so all you do is close your eyes and you just imagine the feeling that you're driving a black Range Rover with 60,000 miles, you know, with 2014, and you use that feeling that you already experienced driving the rented Range Rover to manifest the one you wanted for yourself. So doing this, there is no negative thoughts about it, you know, because you're only focusing on the thing that you want. Regardless your financial situation at that moment, you just keep focusing on what you want. I don't know if it makes any sense for you. It's like,
Yeah.
you want to buy your island, you don't need to go to your island or because you don't know what island you want to buy. Okay, so you just close your eyes and think that you know, pass out the feeling that like you were walking on your island, you building your cabin, or you doing this, you doing that. You know, you just start playing in your island.
Yeah.
Okay, and it doesn't matter your financial situation. It's like I told you about my the motorbike. I was broke. You know, in a space of nearly 3 months from when I started, I have it, and I didn't even have money to buy it. You know, and using that method, you know, that I learned long ago, and you know, this is how I bring things, and it is easy, and it doesn't, doing this, it won't bring you on nothing positive, you know. I don't know if it makes sense for you.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. It's just I wanted, because I do read the books now, and I think I grasp and I do understand what I'm reading at the moment. But is it what I want for us here and for people that will watch our hangout, that they understand from someone that is in physical with us and saying about this experience. And that was really, really good what you said, is just start thinking about what you really want, and don't worry about the stuff that you don't have the money or any other stuff, I don't know, have or something like that. That's good. Marcos, my second question is, do you still write the stuff what you want?
No, today no. I don't do that anymore. I kind of it's like I said, I put myself on a meditate state. I don't do daily money like right. Right. Let me explain this away. I kind of what I want. I take myself on a meditate state, and I go on, like, inside my head there is that blackness, you know, they're a very peaceful place, and then from there I start asking what I want. Okay, and I find it easy because during the day, if you do that, there is too much distraction around, and I find it, you know, it's a kind of a friction against on what you want.
Yeah.
And from that, because of doing that, I think I can feel more the energy of what you want being on that stage. And in the daytime, all I do, I just reinforce what I want. You know, is because on my since I started doing this, the more I do what you know, the more I do I try to manifest the stuff I want, the more I ask you, the more I believe I am going to have it. And in the beginning, sometimes you kind of have doubts, you know, because your subconscious gonna think, oh, I am broke, you know, I have no money to buy this. You know, how can I possibly think I can buy this? But as you start believing it, that belief is gonna overcome the doubts and gonna become so strong that you're gonna get to a place that you don't have it, but you feel already the energy of it touching you. You understand?
Yeah.
So when that point comes, there is nothing in the world that won't give you what you want. You know, so many times I wish for something, and I got to that stage that I was, you know, the thing I want was here, but I couldn't touch it because I didn't know what it was, but the feeling of it was already there. And then
Okay.
once the feeling comes, and it just comes like that. So, but also you need to be aware that you know, it's gonna come to you in a way or another way. But if you don't take that chance to grab it, it's gonna go away. You know.
Yeah. Well, you mean that is not only you have to think, but you have to or take actions too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
not. It's
see,
not. It's,
recognize where something is come to you.
yeah. So, for example, you know, you want to buy an island, and then you think, I want to buy an island. You do everything right, okay? You do everything right, and somebody talking to you one day, oh, Jacob, yeah, I saw I was reading the newspaper, and I saw an island selling somewhere. Oh, but yeah, but are you going tomorrow there? You know, and then change the subject. So the hint for you, what you know, that the universe gave you that hint. That guy said, "Oh, I saw you know, advertise, and
Yeah.
there was an island selling," but he changed the subject. So at that point, you probably gonna feel something inside you and say, "Oh, where did you see this island selling?" You know, and so that was your your tab, the universe telling you, oh, what you want is here. But if you lose that chance, it's just gonna go away, you know, and then you're gonna think, ah, you know, the universe didn't give me what I wanted.
Yeah. It's like with that priest on the top of the church where the water came and there was one boat came and he said, no, no, I'm waiting for God
Yeah,
to
I
rescue me.
know.
Then
Yeah,
another boat and
exactly.
then
Yeah.
helicopter and then he went to the heavens and what the heck are you guys doing? Why you didn't rescue me? He said, well, you did. We send you, 3 boats and a helicopter didn't, pick it up. And that's yeah, that's exactly what you're saying. Okay, well, great. Angelo, do you have some questions?
Hi, Marcus.
Hello, Angela.
Um, I find it so wonderful. It's even scary because if you're watching, I never did. This is the first time I met Marcus, and he's talking about law of attraction and how to get your dreams, and he uses an example of Range Rover, right? So look here, this is my dream book, right? This is me, my family, and one of my dreams is this, to get a Range Rover.
You're doing just right. This is just what you want.
Exactly.
That's great.
And you're talking about it, and it's like wow. It's like wow, and I just hear it, and I I actually don't have a question because you actually answered everything I wanted to know about you have to go and drive the Range Rover. You have to go to a dealership and just say you want to drive it, you want to test drive it,
Just
and
say you can just go and say I want to buy this car, but just keep
yeah,
looking and say I want to buy this car, but today I need to do something else. You know, you don't need to give him anything, but you go as you're gonna buy it. Like an example, you know, this is what I would do. I go as I was going to buy it, you know, and then look like I am having, and I got that money to buy that car. You understand? And nothing go, you know, doesn't matter your financial situation, doesn't matter anything. Nothing gonna take you out of your mind that you don't have the means to buy that car at that moment. You understand? Even though you are not there yet, but you are there yet. So you need to live your life how you already have it.
or have it, yes,
The feeling of having it. You can go open the door, sit inside, you know, just grab the steering wheel and then just see yourself in it and feel it.
exactly.
That feeling is the feeling that you're gonna pass out, and that feeling is the feeling that gonna bring you the same thing.
All right, thank you. It's very wonderful because come on, how this is all the love, the love. This is the love because it's very wonderful how you can give me an example what I want, and you are giving me the steps before I even ask how to do it. So it's wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, it's like I said, my first experience what was with that motorbike. I done what I told you about to do is exactly what I done to get that bike. You know, I just closed my eyes. I was silly. You know, I felt silly doing that. Just close my eyes and then just typing. I don't know if you ride a bike, but you know, with your foot you just
Yeah,
putting gear up and down, and then you know accelerate and change gear and
exactly.
making the noise, you know. And then I close my eyes and I keep doing that, and I start feeling it, and got to a point that I start feeling that I already had that bike, and
Okay.
was so strong that uh, well, you know, it's something I cannot put in words
Yeah.
because when I got to that stage, nothing in my life would make me doubt that I was going to have that motorbike,
Okay.
you know. And then like I said, then I start applying the same thing after I start coming across law of attraction. I start applying the same stuff on everything I wanted, you know, stuff that I want, and I don't have the emotion for it. Let's say I'll give you an example. Um, you know that people say, oh, when the more money you come, you know, the easiest is for you to keep earning money or to get even richer. You know,
Yeah.
it's like rich people always get richer,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, I don't know if you ever heard of it, but I heard a lot of people. So the reason why I think, you know, it cannot be. This is on my feelings. The reason why that happened with the rich people is because they already have the feeling of having money.
Mm.
So you know, so for them it's easy to bring more money because they already have got the feeling on how is to earn a good amount of money. And then
Yes,
all they
understand.
have to do is keep pushing the same feeling out, and they're gonna receive the same thing again and again and again.
I understand. Because one thing I realize is because when you start thinking about what you want, you're gonna start seeing it on the TV, on the radio, on the streets,
Yeah,
whatever you think
yeah,
about.
that's true. And
And
then when you see that, you just keep saying, "I'm gonna have it." You
yes,
know, I'm
exactly.
gonna being crazy. It doesn't matter if you fool. You tell for your tell inside when you tell for yourself. You know, I at the time of this motorbike, I had a girlfriend. And we were walking, you know, just going places because I had no money at that stage. And I heard the noise, and I used to tell her, I'm going to have one. And she said, but you don't have even a job, for God's sake, you know. But it doesn't matter what she said. Matter what I believe at that
Yeah.
time, you know.
That's very wonderful because every time I go outside, I go to the supermarket or whatever, I I see like 4 or 5 Range Rovers.
Cool. And just keep adding, you know, I'm gonna have
Exactly.
one. I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna have one.
Everywhere.
And then just reinforce the feeling out of you already driving one. This is
All right.
the law of attraction is based on feelings. You
On
know, it
feelings.
doesn't matter if you just write this what you want on a piece of a paper, it's gonna stay there. You
Okay.
know. So if what you need to do is the main ingredient is the feeling.
A
You
feeling.
know.
All right. All right. Thank you, Marcus.
Right.
Okay, okay, good. I just want to quickly, Malcolm, thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Hello.
And Malcolm, I'll just introduce Malcolm quickly. Malcolm's a very successful business consultant. Malcolm helps companies become successful. And myself and Malcolm, we've been friends for over, must be getting close to 10 years now. So, Malcolm, we've got Marcus on tonight. Marcus is one of my mentors. He's got a very successful eBay business that he's built from scratch, and I brought him on tonight to talk about the law of attraction, because his whole business has started from manifesting things in his life, and that's how he actually started his eBay business, and now he does that full-time from home. He's got a full operation. So Malcolm, if you've got any questions you want to ask Marcus, go for it.
Can you hear me, first of all?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. First of all, really apologies. I've been trying to get on since about 20 to 9. My PC just kept crashing, so you can see how successful I am. I just caused bits about the law of attraction, which I'm a great believer in. I know you're going to get that Range Rover. I might be in one before you, but certainly you're going to get it. I know that. And I'm glad to see motorbikes as well, because I'm a big motorbike fan and had lots of bikes in my time. Because when I was really struggling, I used to go out on my bike and just let the wind hit me and just imagine what I was going to be and so on. And I'm a great believer in having the vision of where you want to be and just going for it. So what I heard, and I apologize for not hearing all of it, I'll listen to it later. You know, you're such a successful person, and I just I'm so glad to be involved with hearing about you and knowing what you're doing, just like the other guys, because we learn so much from each other, and I learn every single day. I was with someone today, in fact, who I started helping 10 years ago, and they were just about going out of business. And today they've got a business which is about 5 million turnover, and they're doing contracts for $500,000, $750,000 on a regular basis. And the nice thing was, they wanted to see me today is because they've got too much work now, and they want to know what to do with it. So again, that's a law of attraction, because they really have attracted the work to them, and it's taken them a long time, but they're great believers in that, and we've talked about it over a long period of time, and it's coming to fruition. So well done to everybody. Great.
Yes. I also wanted to ask you, Malcolm. I mean, what does a successful person think about on a daily basis? I mean, you're a successful consultant. Like when you wake up in the morning, you know, what type of thoughts do you have to have a successful day and to create success?
Okay. Every morning I say the same things to myself. I get up and I've got a goal, and I say that to myself every day. Today I'm working towards that goal. What am I going to do today that will take me closer to that goal? And I do that every single day. I always think positive thought. I think I shared with you, David, the other day. I met somebody and they said, you're the only person who enjoys your job. And I said, well, if you don't enjoy your job, do something about it. And one of the things that really helped me was meeting this guy, David Ingham, because we met in the gym, and he just said to me, have a look at this. And that was over 10 years ago. And we've been looking at things ever since. And we're just on a journey towards success. And, you know, we're at different parts on the journey, but we're getting there. And every day in every way, I just feel blessed. So I think the most important thing is to think positive thoughts. I used to work for a company called MindStore, and one of the things that they taught me was that if you have negative thoughts, or if you hear negative people, just say delete that program, just like you do on a computer. So whenever someone says to me, oh, it's a scam, or, oh, you know, what are you doing, or whatever, I just say to myself, delete that program. And it just cuts it out of your mind, because you are you behave like the people you're surrounded with. So you have a choice, and those people are the people who, like you guys, who are successful, who are positive, who are moving forward. You don't want the whingers. You don't want the people who say, oh, I've tried that. You just say, okay, fine, we'll try it again if it didn't work last time. I met someone on holiday, and we were talking about carrot bars. And I was showing them this, and I was saying, you know, some very successful people in this business, and this guy, you know, we're talking about Albie and Lawrence, and started from nothing, and they're millionaires. And this woman said, you're not. And I said, no, but I'm going to be.
I think Malcolm's connection's dropped. That's okay. That's okay. You'll come back on. Marcus, maybe you can give me some tips on when you wake up in the morning, Marcus. What are your rituals or your beliefs or what do you think about in the morning to manifest what you want to do during the day? Because successful people have a pattern. What is your pattern?
Can you hear me? Okay. Well, first thing, what I do when I wake up is I like to wake up. I hate alarm clocks, you know. And all my life, because I was working for other people, I was obligated to wake up in the morning with that blood alarm clock ringing on my ears. And one of my my wishes for the law of attraction was to never wake up with alarm clock in my life ever again. Was silly one, but yeah. So today when I wake up, and I do this every morning, and I have a good life, you know. I'm just gonna explain it so you understand what I do, and because I do what I do in the morning. I don't need to go to work, and I don't need to wake up early. I can wake up and just, you know, turn to the other side and carry on with sleeping, because there's nobody there to, you know, force me out of my bed. And if I stay there half an hour, 1 hour more, I still have money coming in, even though I am in bed. And, you know, and I have conscience of it, and then it's a good feeling. And when I wake up in the morning, I know all this I told you guys, I know I already have it. And I got that feeling of having it in my life. So I got that feeling, and I thank the universe using that feeling that I have at that moment, which is my current situation, you know. So what I keep doing, I keep putting out there the same feeling I have every morning. I don't know if it makes sense for you guys. So that good feeling that I have of my life on the, you know, previous day, on that morning, I put this outside and I keep doing it. So the universe just keeping me giving the same of that feeling, and every day I wake up in the following morning, I have the same feeling, because my situation is still the same as was yesterday. So I just put that feeling out again, next day that feeling out again, that day that feeling out again, and during the day I do the same, you know. Sometimes like 12 o'clock, or David knows that, because sometimes he call me on his Skype about 11 o'clock and I never answer it. I never answer because I am on my living room watching TV, you know, and then earning money at the same time. And then I'm just walking around, and I said to myself, this is a wonderful life, you know. It's just, I live a dream life. And I just get that feeling at that moment and just put it out again, you know. And then I just keep having the same thing over and over again. So the universe is like a wheel. The universe gonna keep giving you what you're putting out. So if you put negative thoughts, you're just going to receive it. And the more positive things you put out, the more positive things you're going to receive. And this is what I do basically in my daily basis.
Thanks, Marcus. Well, guys, I don't know if you got anything else you guys want to add for tonight's hangout. Jacob or Angelo, if you want to add anything else before we call it a wrap.
I wanted to ask something because it's important for other people who don't know about the law of attraction or who know about it already, but they want to use it, and because when you start using it, your old programming will tell you you can't do it, it's too hard, you're not worth it, or whatever. It will tell you different reasons why you can't. And Marcus, what did you do every time that your old pattern told you, no, Marcus, don't quit your job, stay working at your job because you're not gonna make it. What was your mindset like when it was like hard?
Right. Okay. When I know what you talk about because I had it. You know, I think everybody has it. So an example like before I just quit my job, and I was making, you know, what I used to make in a month, I was making in you know, like 2-3 days at that time, you know, and I was kind of already successful on what I was doing. On my law of attraction was already giving me what I wanted, and at the same time, I had you know, a thought that oh my God, is this what I want? Is this the right time to quit my job and do this full time? And you know, I didn't know what to do, and then I asked for a sign. You know, I said, okay, if is the right time. I want, you know, just tell me. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Just tell me. And I met a guy online, you know, another seller that I started to speak with him, and you know, we became friends because I bought some stuff from him. And one day, out of the blue, he sent me a text message saying, just a text message. He said nothing else. He said, and in the text message said, if you don't follow your dreams, someone else will hire you to follow theirs. You know. And as soon as I saw that text message, I felt that, okay, I need to quit my job. You know, the next day I woke up and I said, okay, I need to quit my job. No, but you know, I don't know. And then I went to speak with my manager. I said, I want to work full time. And you know, I said, okay, I'll try a little bit longer full time. And, you know, just to see where it goes. But at that stage, I was sleeping only 3 hours a night because I had so much sales, so much stuff, you know, coming in that I had to pack at that time a lot, and you know, I couldn't do working 8 hours from somebody else and doing that job. So that negative thought again came, you know, even though I received that text message, which was my sign, and I said, oh my God, you know, and I don't know what to do. So I said, okay, I'll go there, ask for full-time, part-time job, and if they don't want, I just quit it. And then, you know, I spoke with my manager. He said, no, we cannot give you part-time job. And I said, okay, then I'll quit. You know, and then, but at the moment he told me you cannot get a part-time job, I kind of saw the door closing on me. You know, so okay, now this is what I want to do. And sure, at the moment I stepped my foot out of that, you know, of my work, I knew I done the right thing, because I start looking myself, you know, saying, okay, I was driving home and I start thinking what I ask, and I start looking what I had, and from that moment on, I had no negative feelings ever again, you know, regarding what I ask. But you know, it's hard. There is no right recipe for you to get rid of the negative thoughts. I don't know one. You know, they are there and they always gonna be there. But um, what I could say is just you know, kind of see only the positive side of things, and believe on what you want, and the more you believe, the less negative thoughts towards it you're gonna have.
If
All
I
right.
can
All right.
sort of say, Marcos, are you saying sort of when you have because everyone have negative thoughts. If you have a negative thought, you just don't sort of think about that. You
I
acknowledge that
don't
it
give
is
attention
there.
to it.
Yeah, you acknowledge there is there, and then you think about the positive stuff.
Yeah, I
That's
do
what
that.
you say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of don't give. You know, when somebody else, like you say, I wanna buy an island, and for many people, this is a stupid and crazy idea, because you know they're gonna think you need a lot of money to buy an island.
Yeah.
The negative thought is the same as that people that is telling that stuff for you. You know, you need to approach your negative thoughts the same way you approach these negative people. Just ignore them, you know, because if you keep feeding your negative thoughts, you're gonna receive more of what you're feeding, you
Yeah.
know.
Good.
This is the way I see when I have a negative thought. Is the same. I approach it the same I approach a negative person. You know, just ignore it.
All right. Angelo, do you have any questions?
No. It's actually very good. I'm I'm just gonna keep going at it, and
Yeah.
keep fighting till I can open my door of the Range Rover.
But it's fun, you know. It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's fun because I'm not special, you know. I'm just an average Joe like everybody else, and I learned things. I went to everywhere, you know. I had the stair hits and Napoleon Hill, and you know, I done a lot of spiritual stuff, you know, like meditation. I done out of body experiences, you know, and this all took me to a different path, and I start approaching this law of attraction in a different thing, in a different way, and it is really fun to do, you know. It's like uh, when you want something, you just ask, and that stuff gonna come to you, and you see that stuff coming, and then you just start laughing because you know it's so funny. Today I asked myself, oh, I need this, you know, like I need something, and but without using the law of attraction, but and then I see myself having it, and I said, oh, I asked for it, you know, but whatever is here, okay, you know, it's so funny, and it's really nice. And I was telling David this morning, I said, David, and I know how this works, you know, and I feel like I am really, really powerful, you know, like I can have anything I want. And I said to David, if you ask me, then if you say, okay, you say you have anything I want, why you don't manifest £1,000,000? And I said, I don't need that, you know. It's like I don't need that, but if I need, I know how to get it. And um, you know, it's fun. I have a lot of fun with it. And um, my wife, it came through the law of attraction. You know, I had a girlfriend, before her that she was trouble. And I did ask for that as well, but you know, be careful on what you ask because you're gonna receive it. And she was crazy. She was crazy, but I asked for that, you know. And I use the law of attraction to you know, to know my wife. And everything what I ask, I did learn for the first experience, you know. And everything that I asked, my wife came. She has it. She's exactly like I asked. And you know, I use for a lot of stuff, and I have fun with it. You know, it's really nice.
Well, all I can say is, all I can say, yeah, go for it, Jacob.
I must say, because you know, we have a coffee shop we want to sell, and sort of nothing happens for quite a long time with it. And by reading the books now, and I said, like, okay, I printed out the picture of the coffee shop, and I asked my girlfriend to just write it sold on it. Next day, literally next day, I had the phone call from agent. There's the lady coming and she wants to have a look. And then following day, girl came to the coffee shop and was asking if she can ask some questions because she wants to open the coffee shop somewhere else. It's just like there was the instant manifestation next day. They put the offer but lower than we wanted, but I think that's because we didn't believe that we can get enough money. I can sort of see how this works. It's incredible because we know what we want the money for, but we don't really believe that we can get that money. And the offer was on our sort of belief that I think that will be sort of where I believe I can. But we said no, we don't accept that because we now starting believing that we want more. And it's fun. It's really fun to watch and sort of like, yes, look at that, it's working. Next day, perfect.
But everything works, you know. There is nothing that you don't ask that it doesn't come. Sometimes you don't recognize it, and sometimes you don't have it because you let it go. You know, you don't recognize that. It's like I gave you an example. Let's say that the island, I saw advert for an island selling, but if you don't react at that time, it's just gonna go. And I don't know if it's gonna come back and do and present itself in another way because you know, I lost some you know, manifestations that never came through, but I guess was my own fault. And in my life, you know, looking a lot of stuff. After I learned how it works, I start kind of rewinding my mind on the stuff that I wanted, and I start seeing how the things came to me, you know, and I start believing that everything I asked for, it came in, and but I didn't recognize it. But because today I know how things work, I start looking back on my life, and I start seeing everything that I ask. It, you know, it came through. It came through, and then I start having fun with it. You know, it's like it's really nice. I go to the supermarket. You know, sometimes I'll say, I need to go shopping, and I just ask. I want to park on that spot. You know, I want to park on that spot, and sometimes I arrive, the spot is already clear, and sometimes I arrive and somebody's just reversing back. So that spot is mine, and then I just start laughing. You know, it's funny. And with traffic lights, you know, I'm late. I don't want to get any traffic lights, you know. And then I am late. I close my eyes and I just imagine passing the traffic lights green, and then it just happened, you know. And it's funny. I have a lot of fun with it, and to be honest, and it's easy, you know, because we read a lot of stuff, you know. We read a lot of stuff, and we don't do nothing. We just keep reading stuff, you know. And at the moment you stop reading stuff and then just put out what you already know, and then it's gonna work for you. You know, there is no expertise. You know, there is nothing special. It's so easy to do and manifest. You know I'm saying that because I already manifest some stuff, but it's really easy to do. It's you know, it's nothing like out of this world. You don't need to be special. You know, it's just I'm not better than anybody. I'm pretty stupid, you know, on a lot of stuff.
Marcus, I have a question. What books do you read, or have you read?
Right, I done Hicks, Napoleon Hill. You know, that there is the books that taught me a lot more, and Seth. At the moment, you know, I kind of I don't know if you heard about Seth.
Seth?
Seth, Seth.
Yes, that's I heard about
The
Have you heard
well,
of
this,
Abraham Hicks?
no, no.
No, about Abraham.
No, Abraham is from Hicks.
Yeah, from
Yeah,
the.
it's the same. Hicks is her work and her line of approach on law of attraction comes from Seth.
Yeah.
You know, just you can YouTube it. Seth speaks.
Yeah.
YouTube it and just listen to it. And you're gonna be amazed. What Seth is? Seth is the same as Hicks. Seth, he's a kind of a spirit that channeled through a woman called Janie Roberts. And what is a very spiritual thing, you know. And he speaks on how the universe works. Who are you? What is you know, your conscience, and how the universe works, and you know the mechanics of the universe. And then once you start you know listen to it, you gonna kind of understand what is the mechanic. Who are you, and why is easy for you to manifest stuff, you know, and basically is that. But
All
you
right.
know, I'll indicate Seth speaks, and then
Alright.
there is some other book from Seth that is really good. It's hold on a sec. I'll tell you in a second. I don't know if you have time limit here, but I'm kind of enjoying it.
Yeah, well, we can go, you know, bit for fair. We enjoy too. It's good.
The other
It's
book
good.
is The Nature of Personal Reality. It's the same. It's by Jane Roberts. The Nature of Personal Reality. You got you put the you can YouTube it, and then you can have the audio book there. You put you just search The Nature of Personal Reality, Chapter 1 by Jane Roberts, and they have a few chapters. But I would advise you to listen to Seth Speaks first, and then once you know, you go through the audiobook once or twice, and so you can kind of filter all everything what they talk about, and then you go to this The Nature of Personal Reality. It's very spiritual stuff, you know. It's like I said, I've
Well,
been to a very different path. I didn't. I went through, you know, Napoleon Hill, Hicks, and others, and after I went to, you know, some spiritual stuff where you can I don't know if you guys heard about OBEs. Is out of body experience, or you know, I've been there. I learned other stuff, and I had my out of body experiences, and this is other line, but it's all connected, you know. And because let's see, you are like a eternal being, for example, like see yourself like a soul, and then from that level of you know, from that feeling, that soul feeling is where you ask for stuff.
So you're saying, because I watched Bob Proctor's you were born rich, and he was talking about level of consciousness, about we are spiritual beings living in a physical body, but you have to raise your level of consciousness to the spiritual side, to your intellect, to your imagination, your willpower, and
Exactly.
you use those laws to form whatever you want. So you mean you have to go to a higher level of consciousness, and from that part you ask what you want.
Yeah, you remember when I
Okay.
said I go on a meditate state?
Yes.
Yeah, and from there I ask and I feel,
Okay.
and I put out what I want, and then during the daily basis, you know, during my waking hours, I kind of reinforce that feeling. But every time I ask and I want to reinforce it, I go to that meditative state and I ask from there. It's like you know, it's not a spiritual you know, place. It's just like a place that you make in your mind, you know, that you go and you make yourself comfortable, relax, disconnect from your body, and you raise your vibration doing this. It's exactly like you told, you know. This is exactly what I do, and this is exactly what you're gonna hear Seth saying too. You know, I didn't know. I do this for some time already, and then when I came across Seth, this, you know, and then they say the same thing that I do. And I said, when I was listening to it, I said, I already do this, you know.
Yes.
And then it's amazing. And doing this, I found that the results come faster, and you know, and comes easier, because once you're in that state, you have no friction, no outside friction, because you already connected with your inner self in that place, you know, in that nowhere place. It's not a special place. You just, you know, relax yourself, close your eyes, and relax the maximum amount you can, you know, kind of do some body relaxation, and where your body, you know, is numb, and you have only that blackness inside your head. Then from that place, you do whatever you want to do. You imagine whatever you want to imagine. And I can tell you that what you put out in that place is really, really powerful. It's
Right.
really, really powerful. When you come out on that place, you know, or during the night, you do this, and then you follow sleep. You wake up in that night, and then as you know, getting out of the bed, feel yourself and remember that you've been on that place, and then, you know, tell me what you feel after. You're gonna see that it is not the same as when you wish stuff on the physical, you know, like we are here now, and then you close your eyes and say, I wanna this. Is completely different feeling.
All right. Thank you.
So
Wow, 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 wow. Well, all I can say is this mastermind group is formed because it gives us all power. It gives us all, we can learn. So all I can say is, Marcus, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Angelo, I appreciate you, my friend. And Jacob, I appreciate you too. And Malcolm, I appreciate you too, my friend. And yeah, I mean, we're going to be doing these mastermind hangouts every single Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. We will be doing these hangouts. Please leave some comments below the hangouts. We're here to help anybody who watches it. We're looking to attract abundance and prosperity in people's lives. So, guys, if you want to unmute yourselves and say good night, and I will call it a wrap.
Good night.
Hi guys, good night.
Bye bye, guys. Good night.
It was awesome.
Was awesome too.
Awesome.